So I've seen 3 movies with the bats this year. I don't know what that means. What's up guys, it's me Anthony here to give you guys another movie review. This time we're going to talk about the new horror comedy, Let the Wrong One In. A young supermarket worker discovers his older brother is a vampire and has to choose whether to help him or slay him. When I first saw the trailer to this movie, I was kind of iffy about it because, horror comedies are pretty hard to do. But when I saw that Giles from Buffy was going to be in this movie, I couldn't say no. And I'm happy to say that Let the Wrong One is pretty damn funny, and it's pretty damn fun. It's one of those movies that we don't get too often because, comedy's kind of dead in Hollywood, and this isn't from Hollywood, so this explains why this is coming out. But before we get into the review, guys, if you like these kinds of videos and you like some guy sitting in his room talking about movies and not getting paid for it, make sure you like and subscribe. So right off the bat, I thought that this movie takes its time to get to the action, to the good stuff, if you will. And that might be a turnoff to some people. I know for me, I was kind of sitting there and I was wondering, is this movie going to be for me? And that being said, I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to stick around after the first couple of minutes. I think it takes like a 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And trust me, I would totally understand if you were like, I'm not going to wait for it. It's just taking too long. Because even I felt. But if you do manage to hold it out and wait for the stuff to get really good, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Because like I said, this is one of the funniest movies that I've seen all year. And it has like, vampires and comedy and, steak jokes and vampire jokes and garlic and stuff. So you can't really go wrong. But the thing that most surprised me about this film, other than, the funniness of it, it's really funny, I already said that, but just the care and love that they put into these movies. I talk about it, if you've been on this channel for a while, I talk about when people put love and passion into their movies with like practical effects and, script writing and character development. That goes a long way. And in this film in particular, they're focusing on the costume design and the look of the vampires. Some movies, they make the vampires look all the same. They have pointy faces and they have fangs. That's in this film, but it looks really good. And I'm going to give them even more extra props because this isn't a big blockbuster, big budget film. And I know that this must have been really, really hard, and they put a lot of money and effort into the makeup of the vampires. And to me, it paid off and it made me appreciate the movie even more. But let's get into the characters and the story and the plot about this film. It's basically about these two brothers. One brother is a vampire and the other one is not. And it's just them in a house for like almost an hour, just trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this situation. And I do like the dynamics between our two leads, the two brothers here. They did an excellent job. And I really like how the movie just further with every scene, we got more and more character development of each of the characters. Now, the way that they kind of showed the character development and stuff that happened in the past with each characters, I did feel at times the editing was kind of meh, but maybe it's just me being really sensitive to editing after watching another vampire bat movie, Morbius. That editing was terrible. But I do think that it kind of distracted me a little bit from the film, and I was just kind of taken out. But let's talk about Anthony Head, Giles from Buffy. Main reason why I came in here. It's kind of weird seeing him doing like the whole Vampire Slayer skit again, and but I liked it. And I liked that the uniqueness that they had in his character, because they could have just throw him in here and just said like, okay, you're going to be a vampire again, you knew how to do this. But the character quirks that this character has in this film, I really enjoyed, and I thought it was pretty funny. One other thing that kind of was a little bit of a nitpick for me, and it has to do with the vampires' abilities. They kind of just dismiss or kind of overlook that the vampires can do this. And once they reveal that the vampires have this ability, it kind of makes you think, if they have this ability all this time, why did they do other things that their ability could have just made it easy? Yeah, just stuff like that just kind of boggled my mind a little bit. It's just like somebody forgot that in editing. But overall, guys, I thought that the Let the Wrong One In was a hilariously good time, a finger of a good time, if you will. That was bad, but you enjoyed it. It takes a while to hit its stride, but once it hits its stride, it gets really, really entertaining. A good horror comedy is hard to find, so I definitely recommend this one. So if you like this film and you want to see something similar, I highly recommend you go check out an oldie but a goodie. It's called Dracula, Dead and Loving It. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Also guys, don't forget to check out my Twitter so you can stay up to date with my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember guys, keep watching movies.